Okay, there we are. Back in October, I planted these Brussels sprouts with the intent of letting them overwinter in my greenhouse, hopefully to harvest them in the springtime. I don't know, sometime March, April, or something like that. About a month later, things were looking pretty good. See, just a month's growth, and these things were looking a lot better. They were growing really well, so I was pretty hopeful that this was going to work. Now, a month later, things looked like this. Now, this would be a total of 2 months since I transplanted these out there, and it would be the first part of December. Now, at this point in time, it was starting to get fairly cold at night in the greenhouse because, like I said, it's December. And a couple of times, or a few times, it started to approach freezing, and it might have even gotten down to the freezing point inside the greenhouse. Now today was way different. It got down to 19 degrees inside the greenhouse overnight, and by the time we got in there to record this, it was 40 degrees in there, so it was actually relatively nice. Well, nice if you're a plant, I guess, especially a Brussels sprout. One thing I didn't show you, and I should have, I guess, is when we came in here earlier this morning, these Brussels sprouts were drooping down quite badly. But as you can see, as it warms up and it got to 40 degrees like it is right now, they perked up and they're looking fine. There, these are looking pretty good. Look at that. See, not bad. Not bad at all. And they look pretty healthy. And again, they're starting to form, well, they're starting to form buds, but I don't see the buds yet. And these also. These, look at these, how well they are starting to bud up, I guess. But now, I'd never grown Brussels sprouts before, so I really didn't know what to make of these buds. And later on, I found out that they weren't buds at all. Well, it's March 13th today, and I keep forgetting what these are, but my best research, I'm pretty sure these are Brussels sprouts. And I was getting concerned about what in the world these are, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen any videos that show this kind of stuff growing on the top, so I hope they're Brussels sprouts, but anyway, it looks like they might be. Anyway, they're growing well. This one's growing straight, that one's growing straight, and it's these two pans over here, this one and this one, are Brussels sprouts. And as you can see, these are forming some kind of head, or it looks like it, but I guess what's supposed to happen is along in here, along these little crevices, or where the new leaf growth is coming out, that's supposed to be where the Brussels sprouts are starting. Now, could be that these are little Brussels sprout starts. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Anyway, I guess they are. They might be. Like there's another one up there. Might be. So we'll have to watch these and see how they go. See, there's some down there, whatever that is. Now I've got them here. These two, this one, and one over there. I think that's it right there. That's Brussels sprouts too. Maybe that is too. Let's go there and look. Yeah, these are all Brussels sprouts in here. And you see, this is doing the same strange thing. Oh, look. Look at that. These are Brussels sprouts now, I'm sure. I'm not sure what this is, but it kind of looks like a broccoli head that's just not forming a head. But look at that. See, it's coming out of here, and then it's stiffened up. Now it's growing straight up. Let's see if any of these others are showing the same sort of thing. Well, it's hard to tell. But, well, I don't see. The others are not growing tall enough yet to show whether I can see some of those Brussels sprouts starting to form. But looks to me like, yeah, these are definitely Brussels sprouts. And it shows, where was that? Yeah, right here, I guess. Well, one of these. Oh, this one, yeah. This one sure looks like Brussels sprouts. And yeah, it's doing it. So we'll let these grow and see what happens. Well, I did a little more research and I figured that what was happening here is these Brussels sprout plants were actually bolting, or at least some of them were. And maybe that was because I tried to overwinter them, because I know that the stalks are supposed to grow quite a bit taller before they start to bolt. Now, they had never experienced heat, so it wasn't because of the heat. I think maybe the overwintering and when it got so cold and so forth, maybe they bolt when it gets too cold too. Anyway, that seems to be what's happening. So I'm going to go and I'm going to cut the tops off here, and that'll mean that I'll probably be able to harvest the Brussels sprouts that are already started below that, but they're not going to get very tall. So I'll do that, and we'll see what happens. Well, I did cut the tops off of these, and this is 7 days later. And as you can see, the stalks have shot way up. They've grown a lot. And so to me, this is absolute proof that these Brussels sprouts have bolted. And I guess the only thing I can explain, unless it's some kind of a nutrient problem that I don't understand, it's because they overwintered these, and I guess overwintering them kind of makes them do this. Now, going over to the other side of the greenhouse where that Brussels sprout plant was, that let me confirm that these were truly Brussels sprouts. If you remember, for a little while I was wondering if maybe I was wrong. These weren't Brussels sprouts. But as you can see, that one over here, right there, it also, I cut the top out off of that one like I did the others. And as you can see, it also sprouted way up. And looking down at the bottom, I'm kind of wondering whether those little sprouts that were down there, whether they're still kind of the same way they were. But anyway, this one also bolted, so it isn't like a difference between maybe the aquaponics and maybe the soil environment. They both did the same thing. Now, another factor to consider why these bolted like this is maybe because of the time it took to grow. Now, these have been in here about 6 months, and I think you could say, well, they slowed down because it was cold and because they overwintered. But now, normally, these are not supposed to take 6 months. I think they take about 3 months, maybe a little more than that. But anyway, maybe the fact that they were slowed down in growing so much, and the fact that because they overwintered, maybe that's the reason they're bolting right now, because the temperatures now are probably what they would really like to have.